Good evening. Good evening, everyone. How's this okay here? How are we doing? I hope we're all fine. We're all fine. We're all fine. We're all fine. So I'll quickly talk about Quadri Alabi. I hope you can hear me. Let me check. Can you hear me loud and clear? I hope you can hear me loud and clear. So, sorry, let me check. Where are we? Okay. Let's see what's happening. Yes, we can hear. Yes. Okay. So good evening, everyone. We can hear. Yes. Let's come all together and let's talk about something. This evening, what I want to talk about is very simple. That we all are human. No one should be treated differently. No one should be treated differently because of perception as to who you support, right? Or who kind of who you align with, not on the basis of race, not on the basis of ethnicity, not on the basis of gender, right? So if we have that in mind, that's going to help us. Now, sometime last week, I told us that we stumbled upon something that was not planned. I saw on Twitter, where someone posted that Quadri Yusuf, the boy who stood, people say, I like to use that phrase, the boy who stood before hope, right? In case you have forgotten, let me show you the picture here. This young man, there was, recall that during the 2023 campaign, this young man became a sensation, right? And this young man was eventually, people started gifting him, after this photo went viral, people started gifting him money to a point that his neighbors became, how do I, if you know, when these pictures were going viral, maybe many of you may no longer remember. See this here?
This is his account number. This is Yusuf Alabi, his account number, and this is his own phone number that you can call. Do not listen to anybody on social media. This, if you want to speak to Yusuf, this is the phone number. This is his account if you want to support him. Please, let's support him.
Okay. So after this video and many other videos that people began to help, not much did people know that the help they were rendering to this young man would eventually be his undoing. Because this photo, I don't know, whoever, during the campaign, there were a lot of photos, but I do not think that this photo can be recreated, right? I do not think that this photo can be recreated. Now, someone is asking what happened to the money. That's the story. Hold on, just they come. So he got some money, obviously, and people are saying he should have moved from that environment once that money began to come in. Well, you may have a point. Others are saying, well, why did he stay in that environment? But I mean, just 1 or 2 million, I don't know. But obviously the family is poor. They needed real money to do, to live on. Now, as that was happening, the Bale and the Oba of the vicinity where they lived said they would have to buy cow, kill cow, cook rice, and share within the community. Else, Alayes will be disturbing them. This, nobody knew. None of us were aware that this was happening until I saw that as on that Twitter, and I reached out and I said to those who, obviously, the man whom he stood before him in that earlier picture, I sent a message to him and said, "Hello, sir, this is happening. Please, can we find a way to intervene, activate, stuff in Lagos? Let's see how it goes. The rest is history." So now, the good news is that the boy came out today. When we shared the news earlier, some of you doubting Thomases were saying, "It's not true. Show us the boy." Now, this is from News Central. Listen to the boy himself.
Nigeria and my lawyer and my family, thank all of them. There was more promotion. Thank you.
So, can you believe that this boy, because in 2023 the boy and the family refused to kill cow and share to the community, that's the reason why adults came together, conspired, arrested the boy, and with the police, the boy was slammed into jail for committing no crime. Again, pay attention. For committing no crime, this boy was put into jail. Until someone came out, posted this, we read it, and we started, obviously, the rest is history. But there is something. There is an interview, not me saying this now, that I don't know what's happening. There is an interview that I think it's better we listen to this interview yourself, where the lawyer spoke. Now, listen to this. The lawyer is Enibe. You know him, the vibrant young man from, I think is Quadri. Listen to this interview. You understand that sometimes, the injustice in the system in Nigeria can actually make your head spin. Listen. Now, like I said, this has nothing to do with ethnicity or anything. This is a young man who is, obviously he's Yoruba, but it doesn't matter where he comes from. It's just that this level of injustice should not be tolerated, not south, east, west, anywhere. So listen to the lawyer here.
Please give us a brief rundown of what happened in court today.
Okay, so we were in court this morning. As you can see, we just finished the proceedings before court 9. Magistrate Court of Papa. We came this morning regarding the case of Alabi Quadri, a 17-year-old teenager who came to fame in 2023 during the elections. became an internet sensation. And Nigerians became very interested in his case. Following that, a lot of people made donations to him, and his matter was widely reported. Quite sadly, people in the community felt, some people in the community, so-called area boys, felt entitled to be settled in quotes, or to be appeased, and they demanded that part of the monies you donated to Quadri be given to them. In fact, I can also tell you that the value of their community specifically told Quadri's mother to buy a cow with rice and cook to appease the youth. Because they refused to do this, this family has been continuously with context since 2023. Let me also place on record that this was the second time that Quadri has been arrested. The first time, the same area boys took him before the same valley of the community, invited police to arrest him. At that time, we did not hear about it. So in January, because we told him from work at night, when two boys grabbed him, dragged him to the Amokoko Divisional Police Headquarters, and told the DPO that Quadri was involved in street fighting. To our greatest dismay, on the 27th of January, the police brought him before the same court to be remanded, only for them to get to court, and they were told that Quadri was being wanted in connection with a case of armed robbery. And the family was very shocked by this development. The family had no hand in this, and therefore nobody heard about it until one Asana brought this matter to please come to this side. Brought this matter to social media X, and our attention was called to it. And the family then briefed me to represent him. This is the mother of Quadri, and this is Asana, the activist who brought the matter to public attention. We took immediate steps to investigate the matter. And I personally met with Quadri at the Medium Security Correctional Custodial Center, Kirikiri. He interviewed him for over 2 hours, and he made it clear to me that, number one, the other persons who were said to be his case mates are unknown to him, and that he was not involved in any case of armed robbery or any other offense. We therefore took steps to bring the matter to the attention of the DPP. Finally, the Director of Public Prosecution issued a legal advice, and as you can see today, the court found that Alabi Quadri had no case to answer, he was not involved in armed robbery, and there was no basis for him to be arrested. So Quadri was discharged today and has been set free. He's going to go home in the next few minutes once the magistrate has signed his release warrant. So I want to thank Nigerians who have shown solidarity with Quadri, and I want to state on record that the DPO of...
Okay. Just think for a moment. If this lady who brought this to social media, that is on X, did not bring it, if I did not log in that morning to, on Twitter and was scrolling to see this and take action, what would have happened? This boy was being penalized because the family did not want to kill cow to settle area boys. There is this thing that people say that when you make money, maybe you should relocate from your location. But I think I'm of a different opinion. Many of us who are village people eventually make money. Should I run away from my village because I made money? You should live amongst your kith and kin, your people, where makes you happy. So why should you then run away? Because some small cash that people were giving to the young man saw him, right? This is an unbelievable story. But as I can tell you now, the DPO,
Divisional headline.
so the DPO, according to the lawyer, Enibon, right? It's the DPO is gonna, because many of us, backstage are basically saying no, things shouldn't just go like that. Those that accused him, that landed him in prison since January, this for the second time since January, until we found out in this April. So spent 3 months plus behind bars for doing absolute nothing. Not that people were jealous. And the worst part is this is not a kid on kid crime. It's that some adults were involved too. Adults. Adults were involved too. The ballet of the community who said, oh, kill cow and settle us. The boy sell land. The ballet don't leave land matter. Enter, say, internet sensation. That's unfair. That's unfair. Right? And I like the spirit. You see this here. When he came and they turned this and say, free at last. I like that spirit. And that's the spirit of oneness. That's the spirit that we as Nigerians, as blacks, need to have. The spirit that when injustice is done, we should demand that the right thing be done through the right channel. I repeat, the right thing be done through the right channel. Right? So if we understand this, then you begin to appreciate the fact, brings me to the second part of this conversation. Appreciate the fact. Okay, for those of you who also want to, some of you may want to help the guy, some of you may want to support Nigerian Media for what we do. It's for those who may wish to help the young man. I'm just trying to find his account number. I'll find his account number and probably share it in the community section later, or I can post it on my X handle in case if you follow me. Only 5 people liking this stream. Come on, people. We can do better than this. Just click the like button. Let the algorithm know that we are here. While at that, we must show our humanity. We must show solidarity. I tell the people, my brothers and sisters from southern Nigeria, when what is happening in northern Nigeria now demands our collective attention and support, there is something T.Y. Danjuma said, that the best form of defense is attack. But in this case, the strategy might not necessarily be physical attack, but by supporting where this mess is happening now, help them amplify what is happening in those areas, means you're supporting, you're being proactive to stop it. Because if the middle belt is overrun, whether you are in Oyo, Kwara, Kwara is middle belt, whether in Oyo, you are in Delta, you are in Edo, you are in Anambra, you are in Enugu, you are in Soup. If the bank is just like when water is about to break its bank, if you do not protect it, if it tears down that bank, that's it. You can no longer rescue your house. But before it gets to that point, if you help your neighbor to make sure that they put enough fortress and secure their boundary, make the right noise. If that bank is secured, the water cannot break through. Your property down the hill, downstream, will be secured. But if that water breaks from its bank, you that is on the downstream, there is nothing you can do. So you can be smart that you have once had serious conflict in your region. The smart thing we have to do now is to really think deeper and help stop it elsewhere. You can see that in the last couple of days, I've had series of interviews with the leadership of the people of the Middle Belt. I've had interview last week with the people of Bokos in Plateau State, and 2 days ago I did have interview with the leadership. No, sorry, I plan to have with the people of Irigwe, right, where the 51 people died on 51 people died the day before yesterday. And that same day before yesterday, I had an interview with Zaria Yusuf, also who is from that axis. It is just to help to amplify these voices, because by bringing their plight to fore, where you can see that there appears that the government had some kind of censorship within the mainstream, that the mainstream are afraid to use certain terms. But here, hey, man, not the die twice. We give them the platform to say it as it is. There are some videos and pictures that one has been sent. Like you look at this video, for instance, these are human beings. Or you look at this is a community, for instance, right? We see something like this happening at also in Enugu State as well. So we are not oblivious of the fact that even the southeast is not, is not safe from this madness. But there is one thing that, the more I talk to people, the leaders, the victims, I've spoken to the victims from some of these communities that don't want to show their faces. Go back to my interview on Friday. You find there is a reason why I specifically used that title, Known Faces. Because the victims, they tell me, this is not third party, directly, I had a call with them. Say, Mazi, we actually know these people. You will now understand why they don't want to show their faces, because these people also know them. The more I speak to the victims, the more I speak to people who are involved in this, I kind of begin to walk back from just everybody shouting, hey, Fulani, 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 Fulani. No, people, listen to me. What is happening appears to be greater than just saying Fulanese. No. There is more to it. In my view, there are about 3 planks to this. In some cases, the people I spoke from Nasarawa State, some of them Fulani, yet they are victims. Think about it. Imagine you're just shouting Fulani, 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 right? Someone is Fulani. Someone is Muslim. Yet that individual is also a victim of the same mass killing happening in Nigeria. Then for a moment, think, is it actually a Fulani issue, or do we have something so complex that sometimes if our mind cannot deal with complex issues or complexities, we just want to simplify it and just say, yeah, it's this person, that's it. Just like when we have crimes, in the southeast. Somebody says, oh, it's IPOB, it's IPOB, it's IPOB. That again is too simplistic. Yes, there might be some crime committed by IPOB. There might be some committed by ESN. There might be some committed by state actors, non-state actors, using the cover of IPOB ESN. Shoot to Middle Belt. There might be crimes committed by Fulanis, the known victims, that is the Fulani headsmen, the known victims, the known perpetrators, not victims, the known perpetrators, right? But when you look further, you find out, as somebody told me, that the Fulanis are being used as cover to even commit some of this crime. Now, compare that to what's happening in the Southeast. It begins to make sense. The question is, who is that person that is behind the mask, pulling the trigger? I have about 3 theses. It might be, on a different occasion. But also bear in mind that wherever this happens, check the communities. They have one and most fertile land for agriculture. Those that feed Nigeria, or they have fertile land for grazing, or there are minerals beneath the soil. Who could be interested in this? Those behind this could be bigger, honestly, bigger than what Nigerians are thinking. And if we understand this, it may help us to begin to look at this conflict in a different light. Having said this, I do not care who is behind it. To be honest with you, I do not care. We have someone who has won an election, and he's there. In 2014, he wrote the following. Follow me, reader. Follow me, reader. See, in 2014, 14th of April 2014, Bola Ahmed Tinubu wrote, on matters of insecurity, the ball stops at the president table. Like in other countries, Jonathan is the chief security officer of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Stop Boko Haram now. This was Tinubu. Now, many of you who are Agbadorians who may take offense in this, let me now replace this. Let's pretend that now we are referring to Bola Tinubu. And I say, on matters of security, the box stops at the president table. Like in other countries, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, BAT, is the chief security officer. Stop the killing in the Middle Belt. Stop the killing in southern Nigeria. Stop the killing in northern Nigeria. Is that too much to ask? The ball stops on your table. Suddenly, people are now moving the goalpost to the governor. The same 2014, Bola Ahmed Tinubu wrote, the festering Boko Haram attacks on the northeast and massacre of innocent citizens is a concrete proof that Nigeria has no government. Then I rephrase again. The festering terrorist attacks on the Middle Belt and Southeast, South Nigeria, and the massacre of innocent citizens in Enugu, in Bokos, in Plateau, in Jos, in Kwara, in Nasarawa is a concrete proof that Nigeria in 2025 has no government. How about that? How about that? And the same man went further again. See, tweet, because now we basically go back to his handle and you put certain keywords in, you begin to say these things. Now let's go back again. In 2014, because of the election coming in 2015, so he was spewing all manner of things. In 14, he says, a military and police force assembled and paid by Jonathan government and PDP cannot serve Nigerian interests but their paymaster. In today's world, we say, a military and police force assembled and paid by Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government and the APC cannot serve national interests but the interests of their paymaster, the APC. How about that? Bola Ahmed Tinubu also wrote again on the 17th of March 2014, the sheer number of unemployed youth who turned out for jobs at NIS and the tragic death is an albatross on the neck of Jonathan's government. We can rephrase. The sheer number of unemployed youth who turned out and who are roaming the streets of Nigeria, Abuja to Lagos, to Oshobo, to anywhere, and they are searching for job every single day is a tragic, and it's an albatross on the neck of Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government. How about that? Jonathan continues on the path of selective auditioning and visioning, pretending not to notice the rape of judicial of the judiciary. I will say the one you are doing with Wike today, what is it called? So there is 1001 thing to actually ask. Where is Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Where is he? He told Nigerians he's in France. Is he actually in France? Where is the president? Is the president really in France? Doing what? Holidaying? Remote work? As if the president has joined the IT team that now work remote, can use remote desktop stuff to fiddle on your laptop wherever you are in this planet Earth. Have we now outsourced our presidency to be in France or the United Kingdom? Where is the president when he is needed most? General Muhammadu Buhari was a useless general who did not lead from the front. Now we have a civilian general who ought to show empathy when citizens die by at least visiting there, giving marching orders. But hey, he calls out in one place in France, eating burger and drinking red wine, where Nigeria burns. Where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Tinubu, where are you? Nigerians are dying, lives are lost every single day, and it's very painful, to say the least. It's very, 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 very painful. Now, there is this video that's been making round where Chinese are paying Nigerian police. These are Bola Tinubu's police. Watch this. Chinese are paying Nigerian police money. Watch this. See? 5,000 each. See as they smile. For doing what? So someone coming into your country, taking your resources, raping you without any form of protection. You that is supposed to be there, look at them in their faces, not even normal police, but agile mopo. So this sensation, and they are mocking now, you see, you will now give the little girl, like the daughter, say, yeah, give them, and they are laughing. They see them, they are the one making the picture. See the man, see as it see police collecting 5,000 in public glare. No single respect. Collecting money, no single respect. See? Now, there is a Nigerian, or the Nigerian Association in China had come out earlier today to say the following, that they've seen this. Anyway, let me not preempt you what they say, but let me quickly find that video, and let's look at this video together. The Nigerians in China earlier today made this video.
Good morning, fellow Nigerians, both home and abroad. I bring you greetings from the Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, China chapter. As the acting president, it is my responsibility to respond to a recent matter that has not just gone viral, but has also stirred up a very deep concerns within our community here. Recently, a video surfaced showing a group of Chinese in Nigeria filming themselves as they lined up our national police force and handed them money interchangeably. Perhaps this video was intended differently. It was posted on a Chinese public platform, the WeChat. And since then, it has been widely circulated, both here in China and in Nigeria. Let me just be very clear. This video has caused a very big embarrassment, not just to the Nigerian police force,
To Africans,
but to the dignity of our nation and its people, particularly to us in the diasporans here. It has sparked conversations about our integrity, our sovereignty, and about how our institutions are perceived globally. After a group of diasporans who saw this, said, no, this isn't right. We can't be embarrassed like this. We lobbied, we reported these videos, we private chatted the people that posted this video, and it was deleted finally on WeChat.
but
The
the people have
video was
recorded
taken
it.
down on WeChat. This said video had a lot of comments under it. Even the Chinese locals here questioned the people that posted this video. Why would they do what they cannot do here in China? Why would they do it abroad? I mean, who gave them the authority to do that?
We
did. We gave them the authority to do that in our own country. This is a no. This is unacceptable. This is unacceptable because it raises several concerns. First of all, this action sends a damaging message about the autonomy and the professionalism of our national police force. This can totally undermine the diplomatic standards of engagement between China and Nigeria. This action also reinforces a very dangerous perception that the national institutions in Africa are very much up for patronage. Nigerians, we must never allow our pride, our institutions, or even our sovereignty to be used for such performative acts. This only reduces us to participants of charity. We're not beggars. We're not begging. We can't be begging with such a place where people of wealth, people of knowledge comes from. We must demand mutual respect in all our international dealings, not just handouts. We're not charity beggars. Nigerian police force, we cannot be doing that. We cannot do that. Because you are in the forefront. Whatever you do represents us. Please, to our leaders and all that is concerned in this matter, this is a wake-up call. We are begging you guys to double down on the reforms that protect our national pride. We can't continue to have the civilians no more better than the people in the police force. We can't have the civilians remind the police force, which is supposed to be in the forefront, what to do always. This is not right.
Okay. Now, it's not because this is done by Chinese. It is because the police force, they do not have respect for themselves. That's why they would stop you on the road, ask you for your particulars. I've said on this platform multiple times, when I drive myself from Imo State to Port Harcourt, the moment you leave and you're on that Alele road, you have up to 16 checkpoints before you get to the junction that turns into, goes straight to Bayelsa. The other one goes to East-West Road. One takes you back to Port Harcourt. 16 checkpoints. How? At some point, I told us that there was no need for me. What I did was use my driver's license, use a solo tape, stick it on the windscreen, because that's all. Where's your driver's license? Or just see it there, because there's no need giving it to you. I'm sitting down here looking at the next thing there, and every single one of them wants money. One of them was saying, "Oh, so come, you have to buy buy us fuel." I said, "Buy you fuel for wasting? I'm just on that job. Person was sent on a job, didn't that individual buy you fuel?" Here in Nigeria, there was another video where a Chinese man told the Nigerian police to shoot a Nigerian, and the Nigerian police fired shot a Nigerian. Another one is a Chinese man telling Nigerian police to beat up a Nigerian, and they oblige. I do not know where this orientation have to start. Chinese, for that matter. Not that if it's done by American or European that is any better, but that's pure madness. You, a Nigerian, a local, a cucumber, a carrot, a nincompoop, because he does yahoo and makes and scams somebody of money, or he engages in criminal activities, kidnapping or whatnot, makes some couple of millions, buys and purchases police to stay right, left, and center to him, and they are oppressing everybody. You see, this video raises a lot of things, not because it's done by the Chinese. That the Nigerian police need to look into the way they train their operatives. Why wouldn't they even behave? Have you ever gone to a police barrack? See how they live like pigs? They do not even treat them like humans. While I was a staff of Nigerian Television Authority, at the Awolowo Road, I can't, what's it called? There is this barrack on your right. That's a military barrack. Whenever you go in there, you see leaking pipes outside, sewage pipe, WC pipe leaking. Somebody flushed toilet here. You see it pouring on the ground, and everybody is living there. How? People live there as if there is, there is nothing, absolute nothing. It's really, it's disgusting, to say the least. It's really disgusting. See Chinese handing your police money. Why wouldn't you say no? If you say no, would you? Even if they want to give you, even if it's, I don't know. Even if you want to give somebody money because they've drafted that individual to you, why don't you just do with dignity? You can transfer that money to them, even if there was this video, another video, where a black person was trying to do the same thing in China. Even the way they will look at you, you watching me now, assuming you're in Europe, assuming you're in anywhere outside the mother continent. Try. I mean, it's I don't know. You just, for instance, now you finish something and you want to give somebody money. It's like, I don't know. Why would you give me money? Why would you give me money? Hmm? Why would you give me money? Somebody came to my house the other day. I was trying to give my son money. And my son said, I said, collect the money. And I said, but daddy, why? I'm like, he's your uncle. Now take the. That's what but I don't know. It's really, really, really heartbreaking to see that we will be treating ourselves and we'll be reducing ourselves like this, right? That the only thing that is in the news all the time is for the wrong things. People, let's change. Only 14 likes now, guys. Guys, make una dey help me now. It's not encouraging to come live for 14 people, just 14 likes. How about now? Have you like waiting Nigeria? Okay, I know why you're not liking it. I'm talking about your Nigerian police because you like what they are doing. That's why you are not. Because if you don't like what they are doing, you should be liking the stream. Now, after this went viral, many of us reported this to the on the Twitter space. Report. I mean, and that's what to be honest with you, I think sometimes the speed with which social media makes things happen really gratifies, it's really satisfying and gratifying at the same time, right? Now, the Nigerian police force said this here on their Twitter handle when this was reported. They issued this statement. Let me read it for you. The Nigerian police force. Thank you very much. 16 people. We can do better. Press release. Viral video. Police condemns unprofessional conduct. Orders immediate disciplinary action. As police cautions against abuse of police services, the Nigerian police has taken cognizance of a disturbing video making rounds in the media space showing police officers receiving money from a Chinese national. It doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter whether not Chinese or Nigerian. But it makes it, some insults, hit different chord when it's done, when the insult comes from someone else. The action of the officers do not represent the established ethics, standard, and core values of the Nigerian police force. The force has zero tolerance of such unprofessional behavior and other forms of misconduct which undermines public trust and confidence. The officers captured in the video have been identified and subjected to disciplinary proceedings. The Nigerian police force hereby caution individuals and organizations privileged to the services of the police personnel, particularly as escort and guards or other specialized services, to desist from any act capable of degrading the integrity of its officers and bringing the force to disrepute. ACP Olumuyiwa Ajobi, MPR, blah, 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 blah. So the Nigerian police. Now, if you want to laugh small, go to Twitter. Go under that tweet and read the reactions of the Nigerian people. Ogbete Oligaki says, the police officers are representative of the Nigerian police force. Besides their conduct, is better than those officers that force people at gunpoint to transfer money to them directly or through POS operators. The police High Command has refused to discipline the criminals in their midst. So Nigerians are not taking it lying low. Weomi Adewomi, the police needs to acknowledge that the actions of the officers represent the reality of the established ethics, standard, and core values of the police. I mean, sometimes the way Nigerians react to things just make you, they're just basically telling you this. No, it gets funnier. Here, somebody says, even the person operating this handle now, I can call him and his team to line up for 1K. Sorry. Some of you, some of you, the gate of heaven has been shut. I can guarantee you can make heaven. Now, Abalaka says, the ethical responsibility, professional conduct, and organizational integrity core value, if there is any, totally rests with Nigerian police, not with the citizens. Anyway, hunger, hardship, suffering does not recognize integrity and core values in Nigerian police. Somebody now shared this video because I'm not using a streaming software, so I'm not in the studio. Then I'll see if you can see this here. There is a guy who made this video where the Nigerian police brain is surgically removed and good things put in there. I hope you can enjoy it. So the guy is performing surgery on the head of the police. See their brain, you remove their cap. What is it bringing? Corruption. POS. This guy is mad. Argument. Money. Bribery. So they begin to put the good things they want Nigerian police to do. Oh, there, but some Nigerians are really, really, really creative. So when they insert after the surgery, they inserted everything and closed it. In the final analysis, people, as a means of recapping, we are glad that Quadri Yusuf is back to his lovely home. Please, we plead with fellow Nigerians that we should try as much as possible to be our brother's keeper. You mustn't love your neighbor. I said this, you mustn't love your neighbor, but at least let your neighbor be. Live and let live. You mustn't love your neighbor. And for the government, anybody who goes into a community, wipes them out, deserve not to leave. You have only one job. Ensure that those individuals are sent to their makers SAP, right? That those individuals who engage in such are sent to their makers. That's the only job you have. Someone drives on motorbikes, on vehicles, enters the communities, opens fire for whatever reason. The right to life is lost on them. Find them, snatch them, squash them, say goodbye to them. No more, no less. On that note, I say thank you very much. I'm still Mazes, okay? Good night from here. Bye for now.